It was insane, actually. Well, it's big fortune, actually, because when you have somebody so good in your team that you can train every day with, it makes a big difference for your game.
Welcome to SuperSport Unplugged. We are the Manchester Derby.
And with Euro 2024 heating up, we are fortunate to have a special guest with us today. We are joined by a true ambassador of Italian football, a living testament to the Azzurri's flair and finesse on the pitch. From Napoli to national glory, his journey is as captivating as a last-minute winner at the Stadio Olimpico. He's none other than Gianfranco Zola. Welcome to SuperSport Unplugged.
Good morning to you, Miguel and Ashley. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for your time. And we'd actually, how are you doing? What have you been up to? We'd love to hear from you.
Well, I still work with football, although I work more from outside. I am actually vice president of the Lega Pro, which is the third level of professionalism in Italy. I do work with a youth system.
We'd like to start off.
Yes, before we jump into anything, we just want to get your immediate reaction, because obviously Italy versus Albania, 30 seconds in, there was already a goal. What was going through your mind at that moment of the game?
Well, we didn't start very well, actually. Obviously, after 30 seconds, considering a goal like that, it can be a cold shower for anyone. But the team showed up that they are a lot of maturity, because they didn't panic. They start playing their own football, and actually, the first half was quite good. Second half, I think we lost a little bit of energy, and we allowed them to come a little bit more into the game. But despite that, I think we won, and we created enough chances to say that we deserve to win.
And of course, that was an incredible result to open the Euros. Do you feel like that second half performance was maybe lacking a bit of experience? There were a lot of players that maybe a lot of Italian fans felt would have been selected for this team, and they weren't. Do you feel like that experience was missing, or where do you think that experience will come from within this squad?
The coach that we have right now is very good. He's done an incredible job at Napoli, and I think we are trying to emulate that. We are, the game we played the other day showed that we play very well as a team. So that is our strength at the moment.
Amazing.
100%. Even in that first game against Albania, we saw standout performances from the likes of Chiesa, Barella, etc. Who are some of the players in this squad that you think people should look out for?
Well, for sure, the ones that you mention are key players. Barella, we know, has been, in the last few years, has been probably our top players. In my opinion, he's one of the best midfielders in Europe, and he showed up the other day. Chiesa is a player that potentially can be a top European player. He's been very unfortunate. He had a bad injured last year, and when he came back, he struggled a little bit of fitness because he kept picking up injuries. But this year, especially towards the last 2 months of the season, has been very good. His form kept going up and up, and he looks like the same player he was 2 years ago. So he can be one of the key players. If I can add another player on this, I have a lot of faith in Scamacca. I believe that he has a lot of potentials that he couldn't express before. But the last year he played with Atalanta. I think working with Gasparini has helped him a lot. And I believe that he can be one of the surprises in this championship.
Definitely, and I think the timing of it is perfect, because they're coming into form going into this tournament, which is incredible, especially because of the group that Italy find themselves in. When you saw the draw, and you saw that Italy would be in a group with Spain, Croatia, and Albania, how did that feel as an Italian seeing that group?
Well, it's not an easy group.
Yeah.
We could have been more fortunate in that, but when you go to the European Championship, you know that you are competing at the high levels in Europe. So you can't complain too much. The only thing you can do is work hard on your team, make sure that you are ready. And I think, we are in a strong group, but and we are aware of that. But I think also the others in the group, they are aware of Italy, because Italy has got this work ethic in the group that is always been very, very dangerous for anyone. And I think if Italy can get a little bit of momentum, we can be a problem for anyone. So as probably many people know. So this is our aim, and then we hope that we can do that.
That's incredible, especially the last tournament. A lot of people doubted Italy, and they went all the way to win it. Do you think this time around, yes, the squad is different, but the way you explained the team willing to fight through every game, do you think they can go all the way and potentially win back-to-back Euros?
Well, they can. We know we don't have the best team. There are teams that are superior to us. England, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, they're all very, very strong team. Belgium, and probably in terms of individuals, they have something more than us. But we know that historically this competition has taught us that it's not the best, the team who's got the best players that win the tournament, but sometimes the best team as a chorality is what is the team that wins. It's not only Italy. I can mention you also, Greece in the past, Denmark, that they done this, they done it. So we don't leave anything, by chance. I think we have a possibility if we are strong and play well as a team, and we're gonna try to do that.
Is that the general consensus back in Italy? Do you feel that the public believe in the team and believe that they can go very far in the tournament?
Yeah. We believe in this. We know that, again, it's very important to have a strong team. We know that we are conscious of the fact that probably we don't have Mbappe in our team, okay? Or players of the same level. But we know that we can be very strong as a team, and we can be a nonsense for many.
Definitely. I do also believe Italy are one of the dark horses, because the pressure isn't necessarily on them as much as other teams because of their current form going into this tournament, which is something I wanted to touch on. In the previous tournament, Italy were on an incredible unbeaten run. They were a team that made history through their form. Going into this one, do you think the players themselves feel more pressure because of having won the previous time, or less now that their expectations are maybe lower from the fans in terms of how well they will do this tournament?
Well, Miguel, I hope they feel the pressure because Italy is known that has done very well when it was under pressure. Many years, 2006, 1982, we were heavily criticized before the tournament, and then we ended up winning it. So I don't think pressure will be an issue, because naturally we are quite good in holding it, handling it. So no, it doesn't worry me. Actually, I would want a little bit of pressure on the team, because I think we can perform even better with it.
Amazing. And you mentioned Spalletti earlier, and based on the pressure, I think he's one of the perfect managers to now come into the side and just get the whole team to be a unit, playing his style. What has his influence on the Italian team been since joining? How do you feel he will make an impact on their potential success at this tournament?
Well, Spalletti is a very influential coach. He's done an unbelievable job with Napoli. Everybody has saw it. And I believe he's doing the same job with the national team. I saw the first game that they played against England away, we lost 2-0, but as a team, we played very well. And he only had the team, I think, 20 days. He was working with the team only 20 days. And I was really impressed already then. And now I can see his touch. I can see the work that he's doing with the team. Even the other day in the first half, we played some very passing football, and we created a lot of opportunities. We should have scored more. So I am 100% sure of his job. Then this is not a guarantee that we're gonna be successful, because sometimes a tournament like this, it also depends on episodes and many other things. But I don't even for a second doubt his contribution.
Of course, he coached Napoli and you played for Napoli back in the day. So do you feel like there's a bit of Naples pride that comes through when you see him taking charge of the national team?
Sorry. Can you repeat that?
No problem, of course. So Spalletti obviously coached Napoli and you played for Napoli back in the day. Is there a bit of Naples pride that comes through when you see him taking charge of the national team?
I hope I understood the question well. I think it's Napoli has been very important for Spalletti, because I think he has evaluated his game, has evaluated his coaching, and the way he played, it was amazing. So I think he has a way of coaching, a way of making the team play that he can be successful with the Napoli, he can be successful with the national team. At least that's what we hope. So we have a lot of faith in that. Is probably the main hope and resource that we have, and we are very confident in that.
And I'm sure Spalletti will be hoping that the trophy stays in Italy. I'm sure he feels like it is going to happen. I know you mentioned earlier that there is a possibility anything can happen, but deep down inside, are Italy your potential favorites for this tournament? I know you would love for it to come back to Rome, but will that actually happen is the question.
Miguel, this is a very, very cheeky question. You put me on the spot with this.
We have to.
Of course, I really hope that we are going to make it again. I do realize that it's going to be very hard, because the quality of the other teams is remarkable. If I tell you about the team, about French team, or about England team, the quality that they have in the squad is quite incredible. So we will need a lot of ability to win it with these teams, but also a lot of luck. And I know that the ability team-wise will be there. Whether we're going to have the luck that I was mentioned before, I don't know. It depends.
Anything can happen.
From the start, whatever you want to say. But we will be competitive for sure. And me, deep inside, I have a hope. As I told you, these competitions, they can be won with individual players, but also can be with individual team performance. And in that sense, we are competitive.
And I must say, from an outside perspective as a football fan, I mean, representing your country is incredible, but there's something about Italian football and wearing that Italy shirt. You can see how much it means to the players, how much passion they have. Yep. Even when they sing the national anthem, sometimes the mascots get a fright because of how loud and passionate the players are. So as a former player and coach, what does it mean to wear that shirt and represent Italy in front of all the fans in the stadium, at home? What does it mean?
Well, I'm very thankful that you asked me this question, because I've been blessed to play in fantastic teams like Naples, Parma, Chelsea, Cagliari, where I had a lot of joy. I won important things, important trophies. But I think that for me, with all the due respect for these clubs, playing for the national team has represented that top of my career, actually. I grew up and I decided to be a footballer when I was 16 and was watching the 1982 World Cup in Spain where we won. And that was the main inspiration for me to be a footballer. So one day I would have wanted to be in the same position. And so when it happened, it was like, you know, something that I cannot tell you in words what it meant to me. It was an unbelievable joy and a bless. So I believe that this is for the majority of the players. Playing for your country is something that goes beyond anything. That's what I believe. And I believe is for the majority of the players is the same.
And we can see that. We can see that, like you said, it's not just about the individuals, especially with this Italian squad. You can see the unity within the squad and how Spalletti has brought everybody together. So I think that is definitely something that could be in their favor in this tournament.
Definitely.
Yes, Miguel. I think this is the main one. I think you are spot on this. You got it very well. I think we know that our chances they stay in the ability to be a team, be a unit, and everybody knows this. And Spalletti with this is number one. Is very good in creating these conditions.
Definitely, you need a unit to win a tournament. It's not always just about the one individual player. Obviously, we are talking about the Euros, and I know we did kind of put you on the spot earlier, asking you about where you think Italy will finish. But we want to go through a couple of your predictions, your general tournament predictions.
All right.
Starting with who you think realistically will win the tournament.
Who's going to win the tournament?
Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the tournament?
Okay, I think you wanna put me in difficulty. I know that you are trying to the conspiration. Anyway, I think Germany might win it.
Sure. On the home ground, that would be insane. And actually, I feel like maybe some people underestimated them in the beginning, but already with the opening game, we could see that Germany is definitely one to watch.
Well, it's not, there are teams like France or England, they have unbelievable ability, but the way, Germany has got individual ability as well, but also at the moment, they are playing very well as a team. So
very well.
I was impressed in the first game. I also was impressed when I saw playing against France away, and the performance that they put there, it was quite impressive.
Definitely one to watch.
Just to add in there before you carry on with other predictions, you played in England. Do you feel any added connection to the England national team? Do you want them to do well, or is it...
Are they rivals?
Are they rivals?
No, I honestly, you may not believe in me, but I can tell you honestly, in all the honesty, that yes, I thrive for them. I really hope that this can be the right time for them. They have an amazing squad, and they just need to handle the pressure moments of the games in the right way. I think that will be key. Because in terms of ability and teamwork, there is no doubt that they will be competitive. But it will be handling the key moments, which they normally can. They will represent the difference between winning or losing the tournament.
Definitely. Now let's jump into some of the dark horses. What team do you think is the main dark horse of this tournament that people probably haven't even thought of could possibly win this?
The main force, you mean?
Like the dark horse, a team that people might underestimate, that will do better than what other people think.
Okay. Well, Portugal is one of them, for sure.
Made you happy? Yeah.
Well, they're not underestimated. Honestly, don't take me wrong. They value them. But probably out of 10 people, because of the quality of the other teams, they will say they're not going to give them too much credentials. But they have a lot of quality. They have a lot of ability. And if Cristiano is in good form, they can be really a threat for anyone. That
made us very happy. Yeah.
Well, definitely. You see, I am doing it for you too. I know you are Portuguese.
You just want to say nice things to us. We can tell.
So bringing it back to some of the predictions, who do you think could be the top goal scorer of the tournament?
Good. Maybe Harry Kane.
Good
Yes.
one. Yeah, absolutely. And then the young player of the tournament, I know that there's been a lot of standout young players. If you look at Germany, even England, there's a lot of standout players. Who do you think could be the young player of the tournament?
Good question.
It's a tough one to answer.
Well, there are a lot of candidates for sure. Foden, Bellingham, to name some. Potentially, I don't know if he's in the team. I believe so. No, Barcola from France.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. He's in the team.
He's another potentially strong player. But as I told you, I wish it can be also 𝙀𝙬𝙜𝙧𝙚. They can be also among them.
Definitely. And the final prediction for the Euro predictions is, who do you think could be the player of the tournament?
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Good one. I would say the
I
same
think
thing.
he's
Yeah.
going into this
Well,
in his prime.
You know,
You hope not, but
Yeah.
he could be.
it makes a big difference. when
He
he's
does,
in the
Yes.
team.
definitely.
He's on the pitch.
Okay, so I'm going to name a few Italian footballers, and I would like to have you say the first word that comes to mind when I mention these players. Okay.
Wow.
So we have.
Okay, let me get ready.
Get ready.
Yeah?
Warm your hands
Get
up.
prepped.
Starting
Right.
with Andrea Pirlo.
Well, it's in Italy we say Paganini, which is a maestro of orchestra. Is
That's a great
is
one.
the director of an orchestra.
So you say say it again, sorry?
Paganini.
Paganini. I love that.
Say that one.
Next player, Paolo Maldini.
Whoa, Paolo Maldini is huge.
Yes.
I would say like a god. Let's
Wow.
say it's amazing defender. I think is the prototype of a defender.
This next one is my favorite Italian footballer, Gianfranco Zola.
I don't know. You catch me in this. What can I say?
Legend of football. Complete.
A good. I don't know. A good talker. I can say that. Could I say that?
That's perfect. That's
Really,
perfect.
you caught me. You surprised me. I didn't expect me. I don't know what to say.
Very humble response.
The next player is
Okay,
Yes.
somebody. Okay, let me say, it's not one word in precise, but is more somebody who enjoys, who plays football with a smile.
Love
Beautiful.
that. Love that. This next player is in the current Italy squad. We've spoken about him a bit. Federico Chiesa.
Ooh, lightning.
That's a good
Like
one.
flesh.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Flesh.
Good one. And finally, Donnarumma.
Solid. How do you say? It's like I don't know. We have a rock in Italy, in Sardinia, very strong. It's called the granito.
Granito.
It's a very, very powerful, strong rock. You cannot break it.
It's
That's
like he
what
has
I
8
see
arms.
When I think of him, really unbeatable, strong.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
Well, sorry, some of the ones they come as a surprise, so I try to make it up as much
No
as
problem.
I
I hope this might be another surprise, but we are loving your input.
Yes.
So I'd like to also find out from you. We've mentioned a couple Italian legends, past and present. This is a tough question. If you had to name a five-a-side of Italian footballers, all-time five-a-side, and no wrong
Okay,
answers. It's okay. This is
five-a-side,
just
you
your
mean.
opinion. Five-a-side, 5 players. You can decide however you want to do it.
Okay. I probably go in goal with Gianluca Buffon. So we need four.
Four more.
Paolo Maldini,
Maldini, of course.
Franco Baresi. So I have two players.
Two more players.
Correct?
Correct.
One is Gigi Riva, the striker.
Okay.
And the other player, probably midfielder, I'm in between Roberto Baggio and Francesco Totti. I would go for Roberto Baggio.
Baggio.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Italy are
Sure.
stacked with so many incredible number 10s. I mean, it's tough to just choose one of them, but Baggio is definitely a great pick.
Yeah, that's a tough team.
Tough team to
for
face.
anyone to have to face. So what we want to do now is just a quick rapid fire round. I've just got a couple questions for you. Can be obviously based on your career. So what was your favorite stadium to play in?
My favorite, sorry?
Your favorite stadium to play in?
Oh. Well, Wembley. I love playing Wembley there.
Okay.
He has, I played it with the national team, and then I played it with Chelsea, and then I played in other opportunities. I love the stadium. Unbelievable atmosphere, and enjoyed it. I'm talking about the old one.
Okay. Old Wembley.
To be specific. Who was the toughest opponent that you faced?
Well, in Italy, defender Baresi, Franco Baresi, Paolo Maldini, very tough. In England, probably Rio Ferdinand was very tough. Also, Adams, Martin Keown, very tough.
A lot of
Strong
tough
men,
opponents
big
out
strong
there.
men, yeah.
What was the best goal that you scored? Do you have like
The best
one
goal I
memorable
scored?
one? Yeah.
Probably the most spectacular one is the one that I scored against Norwich in the FA Cup with the back heel. But the one I think it was the best in terms of difficulty. It was a goal that I scored against Everton when we played. I think that was my last goal in England. It was against Everton. We beat them 3-1, and it was a very good goal.
That's amazing. There's a lot of memorable moments, I can imagine. But what is the most memorable moment for you as a player? What was the most memorable moment for you?
Oh, gosh. There are some very good ones. Obviously, my first, I can mention some, okay? Because I cannot tell one in particular because they're all very, very, very good for me. My first goal in Serie A.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. My first national team players game in the national team, which was in Genoa. Winning the first FA Cup for Chelsea, and also my goal at Wembley with the national team. So these are four key moments for me. They represented very, very important moments.
Those are great standout moments. Now, outside of your own playing career, what has been your favorite football memory?
1982, when we won the World Cup, and I was 16 years old. I remember watching the game in, I used to live in a very small town in Sardinia, and a town of 7,000 souls. And when the national team was playing, we used to gather together in one house because not everyone had the TV. So we used to join all together in these 15, 20 people and watching the World Cup. When we won, it was an experience that I will never forget.
What a beautiful moment.
And what about as a manager? Because obviously as a player, you would have certain experiences. Being a manager is completely different. Now you have so many people that are looking at you and you alone, you know. How was some of those moments, your best moments as a manager?
Well, Yeah, you said it. The managing is a completely different story. It's much more difficult. You are more involved. You have less time to enjoy the moment because you are always trying to sort out problems, and so therefore you don't enjoy it as much as you do when you play. But anyway, if I have to mention one standout moment, it was probably the one many saw. It was when we were playing Leicester City with Watford, and it was the second game, and it was important because we were going to play the final of the playoff in the championship, and we were level with Leicester, and at the last minute, actually, it was we were already in extra time. The Leicester was considered a penalty that it wasn't penalty, and basically, if Leicester was scoring the goal, we were out. And in that moment, I felt everything. I died, and then I was dead. Actually, they were ready to take me to the hospital, and then Albania saved the penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was the moment in which I woke up again.
Yeah.
And then after that, Albania saved the goal. Cassetti threw the ball up to the front, and then Ikechi Ania controlled the ball and he passed it to Forestieri. Forestieri crossed it to the middle, and Jonathan Hogg passed back to Troy Deeney, and Troy Deeney scored the goal, the winning goal.
Basically, I have goosebumps now.
I don't remember anything. I just found myself in the middle of the pitch running with the players and screaming, and I don't even realize that until later. Anyway, in that moment, I felt everything. I died.
You came back to life.
I don't know if you've seen on social...
And then I found myself in paradise, screaming.
Amazing.
And enjoying. So it was an unbelievable moment, and in the end, you can say I was blessed to be there because it was really something special.
That moment is iconic for any football lover. We've seen it over and over and over again. And I don't know if you've seen, there's actually a lot of videos of even kids recreating that goal. From the penalty, they do the whole goal, and then you've got the commentary, they've got you on the pitch, and I don't know if you've seen it, but you need to have a look, and I feel like you will just relive that moment again. It was a trend on social media.
I have to say that after the game, I had to go and apologize to my colleague, the Leicester's coach, because actually when we score, I just run. And I ran in between across him. I just nearly hit him as I was running, but I didn't even realize that. And it's something very unpolite that you should never do. But I honestly completely lost my mind, and I had to apologize in that after the game. But it was worth it. Actually.
Nobody can blame you. The emotions were obviously probably at an all-time high. It must have been crazy. Like, even when you were explaining it, you described it so well.
I felt like we lived it.
I was watching it through my mind the whole time, and I had goosebumps. So I can imagine you being there must also have been one of the highlights of your time in football.
Miguel, it's very easy to me to explain it very well. I lived that moment for 1,000,000 times, so I can explain in any language if you want.
And Deeney, I mean, that goal was, wow. What was he like as a player? Actually, sorry, this is just a personal, because that moment made him iconic. And coaching players like that, because he does have a strong personality. And this can also segue into the Euros with other managers having to deal with strong personalities. How do you deal with that as a manager?
Well, Troy was a character.
Yes.
But as a coach, you want players like that, because those players, they can give you something extra. And me personally, I liked the challenge all the time. He had a completely different personality than mine. But I enjoyed trying to find common things where we could discuss, we could build something together. And with him, it's been incredible. He's been such an influential player for me. And, he made me richer to coach him. He made me a better coach for sure.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Just to then now tie back to Euro 2024, which is obviously the tournament we are currently watching. Are there any fixtures that you would love to see, like a France versus England, or Italy, a team that you would love to see Italy face, that it would just make the tournament that much better?
Well, if you are provoking me, I get the provocation. One thing I would love to see, I would love to see the final Italy-England again. So
yes.
I would love to be there.
That would be good.
That would be an insane final. Again,
Definitely.
back to back.
That would be crazy. All right. I don't know if we have time for more questions or if we need to do our... We've got time? Okay. So let me just make sure I haven't skipped through anything here. But around the Euros, let's stick to Euro 2024. So you've told us who your favorites are. You've told us players you think will stand out. Do you see any team disappointing their nation, but maybe not doing as well as what everyone has expected?
Well, this is another...
It's a tough one.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you have teams that they are potentially so good, they're potentially winners, like France, like England, Germany, Spain. Spain a little bit less, but let's stay with the three that I just mentioned. And obviously, the expectations are very high from the people, but also from the players and the supporters. So obviously, if I don't see one of these teams reaching at least the semifinals, probably it will be a delusion.
Yes.
So we'll see. But obviously, the big not seeing one of them in the semifinal would be a delusion.
Definitely
Agree with that.
And on a personal note, is there a player you wish you could have managed, past or present, or a player you wish you could have played alongside, also past or present, just in an ideal world? If tomorrow you had to manage this player, who would it be?
Well, it's obviously a coach. As a coach, the more quality the player has, the more you want to coach that. Obviously, having the possibility to coach somebody like Mbappe or Bellingham or I don't know, Havertz for just to make some, is obviously something big for a coach. When you have players like that, is a big asset in your team and can make a big difference. So I'm not different from any others. So if you have team players like that, it can make a big difference.
And then as a player, let's say in the past, who was your favorite player to play alongside?
Well, Miguel, this is a very easy question.
Yeah, I think I know you're going to say.
You know that. There's only one that I can tell you, and he's the greatest Maradona. So it was huge for me to be his teammate, and of course, he's my preferred one.
What was it like?
Oh, that's what I was just going to ask.
Have one of the greatest footballers of all time like in your team? It must have been insane.
It was insane, actually. Well, it's big fortune, actually, because when you have somebody so good in your team that you can train every day with, it makes a big difference for your game. Especially when, like in my case, you are young and you want to learn. It can represent an opportunity that a lifetime opportunity. And then that's the way I treated it, actually. I try to take every opportunity to learn more from him.
That's amazing. I'm a little bit jealous, but but thank you so much for sharing your insights on the Euros, on Italy, giving us some of your answers about when we've put you under pressure, you did very well. So thank you for your time.
Yeah. I know you studied it very much.
And your great answers.
No, thank you.
Incredible.
I enjoyed the conversation. Really, it was good. Good points to talk about, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you again so much. You were amazing.
No problem.
Your jokes were great.
A pleasure.
It was such an honor again to speak with you. So thank you for your time. SuperSport thanks you, and we can't wait to speak to you again. Definitely do
right.
this.
We connect again if we are in the final. Is Portugal, Italy?
Yes.
Again.
Then are you going to be friends? We'll see.
We'll take you for some coffee.
We cannot be friends,
but
we can speak.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the tournament. Good luck to Italy. Let's see what happens.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.